Breathe in, breathe out. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome here, welcome back. Good morning, good night, whatever part of the world you're on. This episode of As the Tarot Turns is brought to you on purpose with purpose, and I am your host, Crystal Lavender. Some say that I was born to be a stripper or a hippie, but I'll drop it like it's hot, but I'll probably, creep my way back up or something. You know what I mean? So, hold on. Let me get rid of that. So today we are doing an all signs video. We are going to find out what the biggest obstacle is. What was obstacle either in your life, or what's the biggest obstacle for like the person in your mind? What's the biggest obstacle? Whatever it is that when you think about that, what comes to mind for you? So before we get started, we are going to talk about this. This is my book. It's called Say You Love. And it is a testimony of triumph over the darkness of childhood sexual trauma and addiction. Okay. And I have this whole entire book with my phone and some paper. I did have my friend Adam Vibe Gunton, who he is the founder of Recovered on Purpose. He did help me throughout the process, and he did forward my book for me. But I wrote this whole entire book with my phone. So for those of you out there that think that you need some fancy software, or you need a laptop, or you have to have the best computer, or the best this or the best that, I guarantee you walk around with the tools in your pocket like every single day. And it is possible. Okay. It is not only possible, but I am living proof that it is possible. I did this whole thing in 5 weeks from start to finish with my phone. And I had a deadline because that's the way that my mentor, Adam, he wrote his book in 5 weeks, and I kind of wanted to follow in his footsteps. So not to say that you have to do it that fast, but it is definitely possible. Hi, Irie. Hi, Vanessa. Welcome here. So I wasn't sure about going live today, but I figured I gotta show up, okay? Gotta show up, I gotta do it. So some of you just might need to know that you just got to show up. Just get up and do it. Like even on the days you don't feel like doing it, you got to do it. Get up there and do it. So, and I talk about my story, not because I'm proud of all the ridiculous amounts of stupid stuff that I've done or I have let allow into my life, but I tell my story because I know what it's like to be in a shame loop. I know what it's like to feel like you are never going to get out of the darkness. And I share my story because I want to be as open and as honest and as vulnerable. Honorable is, I guess, is a good word too, to all of those out there that feel like they're suffering. Okay. So that you know that you're not alone. You're not alone. You can come out of it. I promise you can come out of it. All right. Hi. So that is why I tell my story. And you can find the book in any one of the descriptions of my uploads, my newest uploads. I didn't have a book back in the day, so they're not in my oldest videos. But my newest uploads all have a link in the description box. And you can find it on Amazon, which is in the description box. And you can also find it on my website. You can get a free download from my website. So with that being said, let's get this party started. All right. So we are going to find out what the biggest obstacle is today. Brat. That's funny. That's what my mom's called me forever, was brat child. I'm the brat child. All right. We're going to go from Aries to Pisces. And we're going to find out what the biggest obstacle is right now. Like whatever is spiritually holding you back, or, what might be interfering with your success, of something that you're after, just kind of what is your blockages. All right. So we're going to go with Aries first. And I did pull out the intuition cards if anybody wants to play. If you guys want to play Fine Tune Your Intuition, we'll totally play Fine Tune Our Intuition. My hair is a hot mess today. I let it just be, so it's just going to be. All right, Aries. What is your biggest obstacle right now? The biggest obstacle for Aries. It's really nice to see you guys. I appreciate you guys more than you will ever know. Like, it's truly an honor to be here. So it's even more of an honor that you're here with me. Aries. What is the biggest obstacle for Aries right now? Aries, we have the Sun card, the Hierophant in reverse, the King of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. So some of you might be scared of success. Like maybe you are like, you understand like what it feels like to fail. You know, we're really good at failing. Some of us are really good at failing, and that's kind of like all we've ever known is failure. So when something seems like it could be really successful, you might try to sabotage yourself. You know, like it feels like you're afraid of change. You know, like maybe you are comfortable, you know, and when we're in our comfort zone, it's really hard to break out of our comfort zone. But anything that scares the living crap out of you, you know, as far as like taking a step forward, that's probably most definitely your spirit guides telling you that that's what you should do, right? Like for me, it was terrifying to be seen. Okay, so I had to make sure that I confronted that fear, and here I am. Hello. So I think some of you are scared of either success, or you're scared of stepping out of your comfort zone towards success. I mean, because it starts with the Sun and ends with the Wheel of Fortune. You know, some of you might have fears of financial like abundance. Like maybe you have some sort of idea that people with money are bad, or people that have money, like you just think that like there's some sort of like demon attached to money. You know, you might have some sort of programming, you know, some sort of reverse manifestation programming going on. But it really feels like you are scared of being successful. You know, it's like, and who thinks about that? Like we're like, oh yeah, I want to be successful, I want to be successful, you know, and then when it's like once it's handed to you, or it starts looking that way, it's like you're like, you insert Ned Flanders scream and like run for the bushes, you know, because being successful it takes a lot of courage. You know, it takes a whole lot of courage, a whole lot of stepping out of your comfort zone. And I think that you are scared of whatever it is that's comfortable right now ending in order to start something new. It's like we can't grow in our comfort zone, right? Like, sure, it's comfortable, you know, and there's nothing wrong with being comfortable, but that also leaves no room for growth. So, Aries, I think right now your biggest obstacle is that you're scared of change, and changing towards being successful. Change towards being successful, or like you're scared that you won't be successful if you make this change. But it feels like there's like you're stuck in a comfort zone, like you feel good where you're at right now, so it's like, why change anything, you know? But that could be part of your major blockage. Let's see what we got from the Astromatrix deck. Hi Michael, hi Julie Bully, Irie's in the house, Vanessa's in the house. Yeah, I really believe that like you're scared of success. Like, and I know that sounds like an oxymoron or like some sort of weird conundrum, but it's like you're comfortable in your comfort zone. So like being like putting yourself out there and stepping out of that comfort zone and like changing, like, well, I'm really like, I've had this job for 8 years, you know, it pays all the bills. It's like you might not be happy there completely, but going after what it is that you're passionate about means that you have to leave that behind. And it's like that terrifies you. You know, maybe you're terrified of not being able to cover your expenses, or that you're not going to be able to make enough money if you step away from this job, or step away from a relationship, or just step out of your comfort zone altogether. It's like it's like you feel like a hermit crab, you know, like you want to stay inside your shell. You know, because a lot of you are really happy where you're at. We got the 10 of Cups at the bottom of the bottom of the deck here, you know. So I feel like you're like, well, why change anything if everything is going so good anyways? But I mean, comfort zones and stagnancy, you know, that's in stagnant water, that's where you get all the most mosquitoes and all the bacteria and all that shit. You know, things have to be moving and flowing. The same shirt. Love will tear us apart. We are on Aries. We just started, so Aries, I think your biggest obstacle right now is that you're comfortable where you are. I mean, is that a good thing? You know, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Only you can decide that. I know that I was comfortable where I was at for some years. Like, I was super comfortable, like all my bills are paid, I had extra money, I had all of this, but there was something that kept calling to me, like I had a higher calling. So I did step out of my comfort zone in order to pursue that. I mean, and if I fail, I fail. And if I rise, I rise. It's like, don't set a specific outcome, and definitely don't set yourself up for failure, even if that's what you're good at. All right. All right. Now we're on to Taurus. Hi, Barbara. Oh, I sure hope your wife feels better, Dan. No good. You guys have had all kinds of excitement lately. All right, Taurus. Please remember to hit that little like button, comment, share. It's a little quick for you, but a huge big bada boom for me. Big bada boom, chicken good. Okay, multi-pass. She is a good hugger too. Okay, Taurus, what is your biggest obstacle right now, Taurus? I mean, and this could be like spiritually, this could just be mentally, this could be successfully, this could be between you and another person. Kind of just depends on how it resonates for you, how it resonates for you. The biggest obstacle for Taurus right now. You have the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups, and the Moon. So is your biggest obstacle like your home and family life? Do you feel like there's like some sort of secret? Maybe you're keeping your feelings at bay, keeping a secret at bay because you don't want something to end. But you got the 10 of Pentacles, the Moon, and the Death. So maybe some of you are really scared of like falling in love or like putting yourself out there because of your fear. You're in fear of it coming to an end. Okay, because you've got the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups, and the Moon. Okay. So you might be scared of revealing your emotions. Maybe you're scared to be vulnerable, to actually like put yourself out there in the feeling department, because the 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups, that's what everybody's dreaming of. That's like the freaking ultimate dream, right? Like to have permanent contentment in the realm of the heart and in the finances and home. Like that's like everybody's dream, so maybe you're scared that what you do have might come to an end. Maybe you have that right now. And, or that's what your biggest, like, that's what you're shooting for, is to have that happy home. Maybe you have such like high ideals of what that looks like, that whatever it is that's around you, if it doesn't fit those exact check marks, it's like you dismiss it, Maybe some of you have super, super high standards of what that entails. It's either that or you're scared of what you do have is going to fall apart. So you keep yourself like in the dark, like you keep your emotions in the dark. You're not taking a leap of faith. It's like you're not sure if you have faith in the fairy tale happily ever after scene. Maybe some of you are really, really angry at the whole programming of the happily ever after. You're like, what does that even look like? You don't know what that looks like. You don't know what that entails. You're not sure like what to expect with that. Like how many red flags can you have? Is like I want a playbook. It's like it feels like you need a playbook, with all the exact written rules, with all the exact like amounts of okay, if the person does this, then that's good, and if a person does this, then that's bad. It's like I feel like you need some sort of like instruction manual of what's acceptable or what's not acceptable. And I think some of you might have been listening to too many Disney fairy tales. It's like if it doesn't look like this perfect, fantasy Disney tale movie, then it's not right. Or you're scared that you're never going to have this like amazing fantasy fairy tale, like happily ever after. But I think you're really pushing towards your happily ever after. You have the sun, you know? Yeah, you don't want any drama. It's like you would rather walk away from everything. If it includes drama, like, you're out. You know, you might be too quick to run out, you know, because you're scared of whatever this happily ever after is, like, ending. You know, it's like you have this fear, you know, there's no such thing as always and there's no such thing as never, right? So we're in a constant state of flow, but you can't be scared of, like, the flow, you know, but you don't want to be a dead fish or, you know, a piece of driftwood just flowing through the river. Is like, if you're coming up on a bank, you know, like, you're going to need to learn how to avoid hitting that bank in the river, you know, but also you don't want to just lay there and go with the flow. It's like you got to take some action at the same time. You know, if you want somebody to be vulnerable with you, you're going to have to be vulnerable with them. But I think you're scared that this like, it seems too good to be true. You know, like, your biggest obstacle right now is feeling like either that it's unobtainable or that whatever you have is too good to be true. You know, but you do have the sun there. You do have the sun there. It's like, but I'm scared. I think you're scared of taking a leap of faith, you know? Like, you can't take a leap of doubt. You got to take a leap of faith. I mean, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then it doesn't, you know? Like, you have to learn how to stay emotionally, like, to keep your emotions in check no matter what happens. It's like no twist of fate can ruin your day, right? When you have, like, yourself in check and your heart in check, it's like, ultimately, you're in control of your happiness. Nobody else can bring that to you. But I think that you have some sort of set way in the way it's supposed to look, you know, or how this other person's supposed to act. You know, and I think you might be closing yourself off from an opportunity by having those, like, set standards for something. It's either that or you're scared of opening up because you feel like whatever it is that you have is too good to be true. And you don't want to lose out on an opportunity that's really good for you because you're scared of it, you know? So your obstacle might be vulnerability. You might be holding yourself back from telling this person the truth or telling yourself the truth. You know, you might be holding yourself back from feeling what it is you actually feel because you don't know if it's right or not. You know, if you feel something, automatically makes it valid. It doesn't matter if somebody agrees with it or doesn't agree with it, or if you know, if you feel it, that means it's automatically valid. It doesn't actually make it the truth, but it does make it valid. Yeah, I had knee surgery twice. It sucked. Being in that brace for months sucked. Yeah, Taurus, you're scared of change. I mean, but what Taurus isn't? Like, Tauruses are very, like, homebodied type of people. They like structure and routine, you know, and anything that's outside of their structure and routine, they're a little, like, they side eye kind of, you know. But I feel like something is forcing you out of your comfort zone, forcing you out of your norm, out of your normal routine. You know, and it might be a little scary, but you got the Chariot. So don't be scared to move forward, you know, don't be scared to move forward, especially with your emotions. Like, make sure that you have control over your emotions, but don't keep them so under wraps that, like, you can't share them. You know, you want to be able to share. It's like, make sure you go back to that class in kindergarten about sharing, you know, sharing with your friends, sharing with your loved ones, you know. Some of you might not have that problem and you just think that it's too good to be true. But I don't think that it's too good to be true. Like, love really does exist, okay? But it takes a conscious effort, you know? It's not some fairy tale that's just going to be all rainbows and unicorn farts all the time. Like, there is a balance that happens, and the only way to stay in love is to choose love every single day, you know? It's like, love is not something that just happens to us. Love is something that we choose. All right, let's go on to Gemini. Dedication and perseverance. Right. Gemini, what's your biggest obstacle right now for the Gemini collective? I have Rainbow Bright sheets and a pillowcase. Like I have the whole Rainbow Bright set from when I was younger. I looked it up online. That thing's worth like $400 or something. I was like, a sheet that's worth like $400. All right, Gemini. What's your biggest obstacle right now, Gemini? Feels like your biggest obstacle right now, Gemini, is money. Yep, you got the 9 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. It's like something about not having enough money like burdens you, you know? It's like you want to do all these things, you want to have all this stuff, but it's like the money aspect is like it's like it feels like you can't work hard enough. It's like even if you have 3 or 4 jobs, it's like it still feels like you don't have enough money to make it to survive, you know? Like you just want to celebrate and have a good time. I mean, but there's lots of things you could go do out there that don't involve money. But I think that something about money right now is really in your way. You don't know which way to turn, you know? You do have the Ace of Cups. So you do have some sort of new start in love, but you might be super hard on yourself, you know? But this connection that you have is very significant. But something about money, like your biggest obstacle right now is like feeling like you don't have enough. Either you don't have enough money, like you're not working, like you don't get paid enough at your job, like maybe some of you don't like where it is that you work, like you feel like it's a burden, you know? And some of you are scared to be happy, you know? Some of you are scared to be happy with the 10 of Cups. Like love is part of your obstacle. Is like you feel like every time that you've given yourself out, like it's ended up destroying you in the long run. So it's like maybe some of you are just focused on money and not love. Yeah. You're just keeping your head, like you're keeping your head in the game. You just want to focus on your career. You know what I mean? Like something about not having enough financially, like really is a burden for you. You know, like you don't feel like things are moving, like even no matter how much money you make, it's like it doesn't feel like it's enough, you know, to get you where you want to be, or to provide you with the things that you really want or need. But you have to understand that like love or money is a frequency. Like it's a frequency flow. Like if you're holding on to money and holding on to money, the more you hold on to it and hold on to it, the universe says that is correct. Here's some more. I need to hold on to this money. All right. Not to say that you need to go on some crazy wild shopping spree, but don't hold yourself back from buying the things that you enjoy. It's like, don't go to the grocery store and go, oh, I can't buy the $6 gallon of milk. You know what I mean? I need to buy the $2.99 or the imitation milk. I got to be able to make sure that I have money for this. It's like, don't be so clamped on to the idea that you don't have enough. Okay, because all that will do is reproduce more of you not having enough. And the more you clamp onto it, the less that it can flow. You know, I'm not saying to go and be frivolous and go on some crazy shopping spree and buy a bunch of crap that you don't need. But at the same time, if you're looking, if you really want something, go and get it. You know what I mean? Like money comes and goes. Your time you never get back. And as it is now, it doesn't feel like there's enough anyway. So you might as well treat yourself and the things that you do buy. You know? So Gemini, I feel like your obstacle right now is the way you perceive how much money you have, or the way your relationship with the idea of money. You know, like that you don't know if it's going to flow to you, that you got to hold on to whatever it is that you have, because you don't see another obstacle, or you don't see another door opening or another opportunity for more money to be made. But the more you hold on to it, the more it clamps that flow off. So I keep pulling my hair. Like take a deep breath, you know, and relax a little bit and just let it flow, you know. Don't hold on to everything that you have so tightly. because then that's the universe will just keep holding, it'll keep saying, okay, that is correct, here's some more, you don't have enough money. All right. California raisins, I remember those guys. All right, Cancer. Cancer Collective. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome here, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you hit that little like button, say hello, howdy, sup. Howdy, folks. Cancer, what is the biggest obstacle for Cancer right now? What is the biggest obstacle for Cancer right now? Cancer. Please and thank you. Cancer, I feel like you are dealing with somebody that's shady. You might have dealt with somebody that's shady, or you might be suspicious of somebody that's shady, but we have the Seven of Swords and we have the Emperor in reverse. All right. So you might have somebody that takes whatever it is that you make. I mean, whether it be your paycheck or like takes credit for something that you have done. You know what I mean? Maybe you've done some sort of artwork or produced something, and then somebody else comes in and like takes the acknowledgement away from you, or makes you feel like you're less than by doing that. It's like you have some sort of thief. It's like thief of joy, or you could be dealing with some sort of like actual thief that you're trying to balance. Am I right or am I wrong? You know what I mean? Like, did this person siphon gas out of my gas tank? You know, you're like wondering, like, you're like, I just filled up this gas tank like yesterday. Like, why does my gas tank say that it's like on empty? You know, so you could have some sort of like neighbor taking something, or either a neighbor or somebody that's really close to you that takes something almost as soon as you get it. You know, like in some way or another, they feel entitled to it. It's like you're around somebody that has some sort of entitlement issues, and you might be really close to this person. Yeah, but you have the Emperor and the Empress upside down in the reverse. So if this is a male figure that you're dealing with, then this person is very, very controlling. Like, they want to control your money. They want to control your paycheck. They want to control where you spend your time. It's like somebody that is very, like, very demanding, very controlling. If you're dealing with a feminine energy, then she's very, like, very rude and condescending, very manipulative, like guilt trips. You know, anytime that you do anything good, she's like, oh, well, that's nice. Too bad that I'm just sitting here in the dark with no electricity. You know what I mean? Anytime that you have anything good to say, or you come home with any sort of paycheck, or have anything to be happy about, it's like this person steals your joy from you. You're dealing with somebody that is very, very manipulative, you know, but you're not sure. Like, you don't want to rock the boat, you know, like you don't want the tower to come crumbling down. You don't want to hurt this person, you know, like Cancers are very, very kind-hearted people. They have a lot of love to give, you know, but you got to be careful of how much you give out, because like takers never set boundaries. That's why givers have to. Takers will take and take and take and take and take until you have absolutely nothing, right? And they'll still feel entitled to your nothing. So be careful of people that are around you that make you feel like they are entitled to whatever it is that you accomplish. Okay. Because I feel like you have this person around you, you know, that you obviously care very deeply for, because I mean, if you didn't care deeply for them, it wouldn't bother you as much. But the person that you're around feels very entitled, you know, and it makes you feel like you don't live in a happy give or take, equal, like balanced relationship with this person or this group of people. Like maybe it's a business partner, or maybe it's somebody that you work with. But it's like every time that you accomplish something, it's like they take credit for it, or they make you feel like, oh, well, it must be nice that you got to do that when I'm sitting here doing this. It's like there's some sort of backhandedness to their manipulation there. they feel very controlling to me. Oh, your bib worked, Mom. Yeah, but you're scared to walk away from them. It's like you don't want to hurt them, you don't want to walk away from them, but at the same time, you're not exactly sure how to go about dealing with them. And if this is somebody that you live with, or it's like say you're taking care of like a parent, or like you just have to learn how to separate yourself from those emotions. Like it is not your fault that they feel that way. All right. No matter how much they try to put that on you, that is not your fault, Cancer. And that's the kind of person that no matter how good you do, no matter what you accomplish, they're always going to find some sort of wrong in it. They're always going to find some sort of entitlement that they own it instead of you. All right. And that's not your fault. I mean, if you want to keep this person around or not, that's completely up to you. But, yeah, this person is very like Seven of Swords again. This person is a thief of joy, a thief of truth, just a thief in general. Like maybe they actually steal stuff from you, and then act like it was theirs. I was like, what are you talking about? This was, if it's like a neighbor, it's like, that was my lawnmower the whole time. I even wrote my name on it. You know what I mean? So be careful of like somebody that's a thief around you, Cancer. All right, let's go on to Leo. Leo. Meow kitties. Meow. Mojo is helping me clean Nancha today. I have a 14-year-old like Royal Rainbow family dog. Her name is Nonchalant Gumption Grumblebelly Lavender. And she is the funniest dog, dude. Like she has this bush in the front yard, and she will literally bark at the Amazon people from underneath her bush. It's like all they can hear is something barking, and they're like, where the hell is the dog at? And she will literally like bark from underneath her bush. But Mojo was helping me. I was brushing her out today, and Mojo like had her paw on her head, and she was like licking down her face. Mojo and Nancha get along really well. All right, Leo. What do we have? What is the biggest obstacle for Leo right now? Whether it be like spiritually or in a relationship or like in their professional life. Like what is Leo's biggest obstacle right now? Please and thank you, universe. Please and thank you. Ugh. Leo, we have the Nine of Swords. That was the first card that came out. So we have some sort of all-consuming like mental torture. Okay. Nobody is as hard on you as you are. Okay. Nobody. There's nobody in the world that is going to punish you as hard as you punish yourself for whatever it doesn't matter what it is. You could have, maybe brought home the wrong flavor of ice cream, and you're going to beat yourself up over it for like weeks instead of like, oh, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you might not verbally say these things out loud, but you're going to beat yourself up over it for a long time. It's like, Leo, I think the way that you talk to yourself in your head is your biggest obstacle. All right. I don't think that anybody else feels the way that you do about yourself. Okay. I don't think anybody else is going to harp on you for the mistakes that you've made like you have. And I think that like you guys need to leave my Leo friends alone. All right. My Leo friends are my friends. You guys are good people. Okay. Please stop beating yourself up. Those are my friends. Stop talking to my friend like that. Yeah. Some of you are super judgmental about yourself. Okay. And that can be tiresome, either that's you doing that. Like, I believe I can't say that it's somebody else that's doing that to you, just because the Furies, like when the Furies come out, those people, those are like, those are mental. Okay. Those are thoughts that are meant to destroy you, thoughts that are killing your progress, thoughts that you're not good enough, that you're never going to be good enough. Why even try? Like, why would this person even want to love me? Okay. Like the conversations that you have in your head are a million times worse than what anybody could ever say to you. And you got to stop doing that to my friend. My Leo friends. All right. Because it's really not that bad. Whatever it is that you've done, whatever it is that you think you've done, have a little bit of compassion for yourself. Okay? Like, nobody is going to beat you up as bad as you do. So whatever it is that you're thinking, whatever it is that you're thinking that you can't stop doing, or that you're not good enough for loving, or that, you've got these chains, like you're chained to some sort of like demon you've got in your head, some sort of demon you've got in your head, some sort of mistake that you made in the past that like haunts you. I feel like you are haunted by something either that you did or that you let happen. Like somebody could also be putting you in the middle of something with the Two of Swords. You have the head over heart here. Like somebody could be having you like in between their battle, and it's like you don't want to choose sides, or maybe you did choose sides at one point and like you feel really terrible about whatever side it was that you chose, or that you had to be in the middle of that anyways. But really, like Leo, I feel like you are your own worst critic. There's nobody out there that picks you apart as bad as you do. Nobody out there is going to wonder about like why your shoelaces aren't tied the exact same way, or like I don't know. I just have this like you're beating yourself up. Like the mental furies are super hard on you. I don't know. Spirit just told me that I should read from the book right now. Like the book from these cards from the Mythic Tarot have some of the best definitions that I've ever ran across. Like the definitions that she writes in here are amazing. So the Nine of Swords, that's what we're going to read about. It says the Nine of Swords reflects an experience of great fear and anxiety. This is the card of a nightmare, the fantasy of impending doom that does not necessarily manifest as concrete event, but is frightening and painful because of the sheer power of the fantasy. He has fulfilled his task and has killed his mother, and now the Furies pursue him. But their very nature, they are not corporeal. They cannot physically harm him or strike him down. They torment him through guilt. Through his fears and fantasies of destruction, the Nine of Swords might be called an image of what psychology calls free-floating anxiety, because it reflects a state where the individual expects a terrible future outcome, even when there is no actual indications that such a bad future will truly manifest. However, our fears may often form one may vary from one person to another. Many people, perhaps most, are afflicted from time to time by this nightmare anxiety of terrible future. For some, it is the fear that a loved one will reject us or die or leave us for another. For many people, it is the fear of a financial catastrophe or loss, the collapse of a creative project. Fear of future failure torments many, and so too does the terror of loneliness, illness, and isolated old age. The problem with such frightening visions of the future is that if we are powerfully affected by them and begin to believe them, we act accordingly and become suspicious and closed to life, thus destroying any possibility of future happiness and often creating the very fate we fear through our own suspicion. The Nine of Swords is a deeply psychological card, for the morbid fantasies of a doomed future often spring from guilt about the past. And such is the case here. For the Furies are a personification of his corrosive guilt. This guilt springs from a decision which was made in the Eight, and that in turn springs from the dilemma which the individual has created from the choices in the past. Only insight, symbolized by Athena, can dispel the tormenting fantasy of the Furies. All right. So yeah, this is somebody that is tormenting themselves from the guilt of the past. Like I love the definitions that are that come along with the Mythic Tarot deck. Like if anybody is ever interested in a tarot deck, like this is the one that I've learned like the most of the meanings, like the true meanings of like the journey of the Fool, like the journey of how the journey of the Fool goes through the major arcana and like what the actual lessons in life are. So Leo, I think like the Furies are in your head this time. All right, and nobody can beat you up as much as you do. So stop being mean to my Leo friends like that. You guys are beautiful people. Whatever you've done in the past, like forgive yourself, you know what I mean, and move forward. Move forward with your head held high. Like breathe. It's okay. You'll be okay. All right? So Virgo, the RGO, I'm going to get a drink. All right, Virgo. Virgo. What is your biggest obstacle right now, Virgo? What is Virgo's biggest obstacle right now? Thank you guys so much for being here. Please remember to hit that little like button and the little share button and drop down and say hello. I'll have timestamps after the video's done. My timestamps are never right. Like I write the timestamps down, but they're never right when I go back to like check them. So I don't know how the other YouTubers do that. Like they'll say a number and then they go back and it's like the exact same number. Like I've yet to be able to do that. So are you giving your grandma shit, Irie? All right, Virgo, what is your biggest obstacle right now, Virgo? What is the biggest obstacle right now for the Virgo collective? Are you still here, Michael? Or Barbara? Are you guys still here? Virgo, what is the biggest obstacle for Virgo? Virgo, right now your biggest obstacle is indecision. It seems like you are in analysis, like paralysis by analysis. It's like you have some sort of decision to make and you're not sure which way to go. Yeah, you might be trying to avoid some sort of tower. Maybe there's something that you know you need to do, but you don't want to do it. And it's like you could kind of see the impending doom coming, or the impending like when you know it's time to leave a job, or you know it's time to move from a house, or you know it's time to like make some major move in your life, but you really don't want to do it, you know? So I feel like you have some sort of decision that you're weighing. Like there's something that you don't want to have to be the one that makes the decision, whatever this decision is. It's like, but you feel like there's some sort of impending, like the tower's going to fall one way or the other, you know? So you're like wondering if you should just let the universe do it, you know, just wait it out and see what happens. See if the storm takes the tower down, or if you are going to put the work in and have this difficult conversation, or, you know, put the work in and have, you know, this conversation with your boss, or to take a leap of faith and step out. You know, there's some sort of something that you are weighing. It's like you are in analysis paralysis. Yeah, some of it might have to do with money. You know, you might feel like you're overlooked or underpaid, you know, that you might be feeling like it's time to go. Time to go. Exit stage left, but you're like, do I exit stage left or do I exit stage right? Like, which way is the green room? Yeah, you have some sort of decision to make, you know, but you don't want to be the bad guy in the decision. It's like, well, if I put my 2 weeks in, you know, and I move up in my future, then does that make me the bad guy to all my coworkers? It's like, you don't want to let your coworkers down. You don't want to let your boss down. Like you don't want to hurt anybody in making this decision. So it's like you don't make a decision, but no decision is a decision, Virgo. That is a decision all by itself. You better watch how you talk about the universe, lady. That's just a reflection. We have the Nine of Swords. Yeah, there's something that you are being indecisive about, and it's something that weighs on you heavily, but you don't want to have to be the one that makes the decision. It's like you would rather just wait to see how the chips fall than to put any sort of action with it. It's like you got analysis paralysis. Yeah, I feel like you're stuck in analysis paralysis. Like you're weighing the options. Like you could see which choice to make, but you're like, is that the only choices that we have? Or are those the only options that we have? Is like, there's got to be another option. Or, I mean, can't somebody else do it for me? Or do I have to be the one that does this? It's like you could see what's going on. Like you're very observant. So you see what's going on, but you're not sure if you're going to do anything to make changes about it. Or if you want to make a change about it. Yet I think this has to do with a financial situation, because we've got all kinds of pentacles on the board. That Page of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, you know, but you're scared, like you're scared to walk away from something, or you're scared of being walked away from, you know, walking away from that job, or stepping down and putting in your 2 weeks notice, or you know, signing a new lease with this place that you hate. You know what I mean? Maybe you're scared that if you don't sign a lease, like you're not going to be able to find a better spot somewhere else. You know, there could be something to do with like a move, you know, and like you're scared of whatever it is coming to an end, you know, but you could kind of see that it's coming to an end. I mean, with the tower, like you could tell that there's a storm coming. Like you could start you could hear it coming. You could usually see the clouds are coming. You could feel the barometric pressure in the air change. It's like you could feel that something's coming, you know, but you don't know if you should make that move yourself or if you should let the universe make the move for you, you know. But it's saying the Chariot, you should make that move yourself. In my experience, if I let the universe make some moves for me, they're very, very not very pleasant. They're not very pleasant moves when the universe does it for me. So I think it'd be better if you chose to whatever direction it is that you choose. There is no such thing as a mistake. You know, there's only this lesson or this path or that path. It's like, I feel like we live in life. We're all like we're like a tangent point. If anybody doesn't know what a tangent point is, it's like the point on a radius that, like, where a straight line will hit a radius curve, right? And I don't think that there's any such thing as an actual straight line. It's all a tangent point from different parts of a circle. So like that's how they all mandala off into other pieces, right? And we all come to those crossroads where we can, like, if it was a circle and we got a straight line next to a circle, it's like, then it could just go off this way or it could go off that way, you know, and there's no wrong way or right way. They're just different. But I think that if you are in control of the change, I think you'll be much happier in the long run than just letting, like, this is one of those things that you can see it coming and you have to make a decision. I think you've got some sort of analysis paralysis. All right, Libra. Libra. Thank you so much for being here. Like, it's truly an honor for me to be here, to be alive, to be doing this. Like 5 years ago, I never would have thought that I'd be sitting here trying to pull people out of the fire, but the same way that I got brought out of the fire. So it's a super honor for me to be sitting here, and for every single one of you that come in and say hello and drop them little likes. And like, you have no idea how much it means to me. It means a lot, a whole lot, a lot of. So I super appreciate all of you. Libra, what is your biggest obstacle right now? What is your biggest obstacle right now for the Libra collective? Libra, I feel like you are procrastinating. Like you're trying to hold procrastination station. You know, maybe some of you were like super tired, you know, like you don't feel motivated, or you feel like extra super sleepy, you know, maybe like, I mean, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. We do a lot of things in our sleep in the astral realm. You know, we have a lot of work to do on that plane as well as this plane. But we can't put off today what we could do tomorrow. Okay. Like, we have to get done. We have to get it done. If we want any sort of progress, if we want to make things happen, you got to make it happen. Like, it's not just going to fall through the roof and land on your lap. Okay. Like, you are just going to be sleeping and Mr. Freaking Right falls through your roof, you know? Like, you have to actually put yourself out there. You have to get up. You have to take action. I feel some of you are just super sleepy and unmotivated, you know? I mean, but that is part of the manifestation process. We do have to work in the astral realm as well as like the physical realm, but don't neglect the physical realm while you're busy working in the astral realm, all right? It's got to be both. Got to be both. Stop holding on to procrastination station. Like, you are not the master of procrastination station. Like, you should relinquish your title and give that to someone else, okay? Let someone else be the procrastination station king or queen for a while. Like, you've got too much stuff to do to be the king or queen of the procrastination station, okay? Like, sure, a nap might sound nice, but so does accomplishing your dreams, all right? And intuitively, I feel like you know this. You know, but don't put yourself in some sort of weird shame loop either. Like, if you don't get something done, like, don't beat yourself up over it. Just get up and do whatever it is you got to do, one little piece at a time, all right? Because if you start getting into that shame loop, then it's going to happen day after day after day. And then every time that you don't get up and get something done, then you're going to feel bad about yourself, and then you're going to go to sleep, and then you're going to wake up in the morning, and then you're going to not do something again, and then you shame yourself into going back to sleep and then not doing anything again, and then it's like this perpetual freaking cycle. Like, don't do that to yourself. Like, even if it's one little piece at a time, you know? Clean out one little junk drawer at a time, or clean one little piece of your room up at a time, or go grocery shopping, okay? Go outside, go grocery shopping. Put whatever it is that you've got going on, put something into action. Don't just be stuck in procrastination station with Netflix on loop. Yeah. Like, you've got the world. So something is ending. You got the High Priestess of the world. You got the Two of Cups. You know, maybe something ended, but something has to end in order for something else to begin. But I think that you are not taking very good care of yourself with the Empress in reverse. Like, your biggest obstacle might be in nurturing yourself, you know? Like, maybe you're not taking as good of care of yourself as you should. Which, that's strange for Libra, as Libra, you're Venusian, all about that love. Yeah, but I feel some of you just feel so like you're like drained by something. Something's like drained you. You just want to sleep. Okay? Sleep is getting in the way of your desired manifestations. Okay? Yeah, you got to actually put the work in. You got to put the work in. You can't not just stare at a blank canvas all day and then wonder why you didn't paint anything. You got to actually put something on that canvas. All right? And that's a good thing about gesso. You could just gesso over it if you don't like it. You know, it's a freaking canvas. Go get another one. So, Libra, I think your biggest obstacle right now is either lack of motivation, or you're super sleepy all the time, or you're just in some sort of shame loop where you don't do something one day, so then you're all shameful about it the next day, and then, you know, then you just like, don't feel sorry for yourself. Nobody's going to feel sorry for you. There ain't nobody that's coming to rescue you. You know, you want it done, you got to get it done. And if you want it done right, chances are you probably got to do it yourself. So get out there and do whatever it is that you got to do. All right. Now on to Scorpio. Scorpios. Scorpio, what is your biggest obstacle for right now? What is your biggest obstacle for Scorpio? Thank you guys so much for being here. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hit all those little buttons. You know the drill. You know, it's a little tiny click for you, but a huge bada boom for me. Big bada boom. Maybe procrastination is your dream. Maybe. But if you're dreaming about procrastinating, then you're not actually doing it either. At one point in my life, I got addicted to dreaming. Like, I was seriously addicted to dreaming. I had some crazy dream, man, and it made me like I would sleep for literally 18 to 20 hours a day. Like my friend would come into my room thinking he was all like cool or whatever, try to wake me up. And like I would get up for a second and I would act like I was following behind him out the room. And then I'd shut the door and freaking lock it and like make myself go back to sleep. Like I was seriously addicted to dreaming at one point in my life. Scorpio. Scorpio, I feel like you are trying to keep up with the Joneses. It's like you don't feel like you have enough because you don't have like you don't have the newest Tesla. You ain't driving no Tesla Cybertruck. You know what I mean? Like you don't have the fanciest freaking Rachel Ray cookware. Like you don't have the expected white picket fence with the 2.5 children. It's like I think that you are comparing yourself and your success on from other people. Like I don't think that you see how much you actually have and how far you've come. Like you have the 9 of Pentacles and you have the Sun, you have the Emperor, but these cards are in the reverse. The 9 of Pentacles is in the upright, but the Emperor is in the reverse and the Sun is in reverse. So it's like I don't think that you see like how much you actually have. Like like I don't know if you notice this or not, but your children are fed. If you have kids, they're probably doing all right in life. You provide a safe home for them. You might not drive the most fanciest car, but you got a car. Like you got to give yourself some credit for what it is that you do have instead of like constantly longing for more and more and more. All right. Gratitude is the way that we end up manifesting more. Once we open the floodgate of gratitude and being grateful for the things that we do have in our life, it gives us more. The universe will give us more to be grateful for. Okay. But if we're constantly looking outside of ourselves, like wondering like why we don't have this, or like it would be nice to have that, or like like feeling down on yourself because you haven't accomplished what this person next door did or that person did, it's like then you're only going to open yourself up for more opportunities to see more of those things. So try to sit back and be grateful for how far you've actually come, for what it is that you do have. Like you have done a good job. You are living in it and you do have happiness. You are wealthy. Wealth isn't something that comes monetarily. Like money comes and goes, but our sense of self, our values, our moral compass, like how we treat others, like that never goes away. That's real richness. All right. I love you too, Irie. But I think that you you are comparing yourself. Your biggest obstacle is comparing yourself to others. Like you're not in competition with anybody else. Like there is enough abundance and success for everybody to be successful. Okay. Or maybe you feel like there's other people that are competing with you, and it's like, don't pay no mind to them. Don't compare yourself to other people. Compare yourself to yourself. The only one you're in competition with is yourself. So stop looking at what other people have, or what other people have accomplished by, like what other people have accomplished. I'm 42. Look at what this other person has accomplished by the time they're 30 something. And like this person was a multimillionaire by the time they were 17. And you know what I mean? Like you could go on for days with what somebody else has accomplished beside you, but look at what you've accomplished in yourself. It's like you're not in competition with them. You're not in competition with anybody else. It's like we all want to win. There's room for everyone to win. And if you have people in your circle that aren't clapping for you when you do win, then them aren't your people. Yeah. Stop comparing yourself to other people. All right. Stop comparing your success to what other people have. You know, you don't know if like they were a trust fund baby. You know what I mean? You don't know if your neighbor down the street with the 6 cars and the this or that. You don't know like if their money's even clean. You know what I mean? You don't know how they came up on that money. It's like maybe they had to lose someone that was really important to them and they got an inheritance. You know, you got to be careful what we ask for sometimes. You know, but don't be comparing your success to what other people have. All right, Scorpio. Let's go on to Sagittarius. 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 Thank you guys so much for being here. Please remember to hit that little like button and the subscribe button and the comment and say hello, hello, hi. How's it going? Sup, y'all? What are you crocheting? That is very true. Very, very true, Barbara. Sagittarius. What is your biggest obstacle right now, Sagittarius? What is the biggest obstacle for Sagittarius right now? You got the Queen of Wands, the Nine of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Six of Cups. Sagittarius, you might be dealing with some sort of self-esteem issues with the Queen of Wands and the Ten of Wands on top of it. Like you might be feeling like you are overburdened, like you're carrying the weight of the world, or that you have some sort of like self-esteem issue. You know, maybe somebody made you feel like you weren't good enough to do something or to have something, you know. But I think most of you are you feel like you're overburdened, like you carry the weight. You carry a weight of the whole world. It's like if you don't do it, then it's not going to get done, right? If you don't do the dishes, you don't mop the floor, you don't do the laundry, you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't like, you have like a lot of pressure from the outside world of like daily responsibilities that are like on you, you know? And I don't feel like you know how to like delegate, you know, like you don't know how to ask for help. You know, like you feel like these people should automatically know that you need help instead of like asking for help. But the problem with that is like if we've been a rock for so long and we've always taken care of it, then these people just automatically assume that we know that we're going to take care of it. You know what I mean? They don't notice that they don't notice how much we do until we stop doing it. You know, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, why didn't you do this today? Or why didn't you do that today? And it's like, do you know how much I do every day? You know, but I don't think that you you might have a problem asking for help or delegating responsibilities. It's like I feel like you feel like the whole world is on your shoulders, you know? And that if you don't accomplish something, like you'll feel like a failure, you know? That you have the Nine of Cups in the reverse and the Ace of Cups in the reverse on top of it. It's like you're either somebody doesn't show you the love and the appreciation that you deserve for the things that you've done, or like you just don't know how to delegate those responsibilities with the Six of Cups and the Three of Swords on top of each other. You know, like you don't know how to delegate the work, you know? It's like you have this huge workload and I think you're carrying it all by yourself. But it's like you don't want to ask for help. You know, you just feel like somebody, like they should know, like this person's a mind reader and that they should know that you need help. But I don't think unless you speak up, you know, unless you stand up for yourself with the Temperance card, that's you and your power right there. Unless you actually say, "Hey," I mean, and not in a don't wait until you explode, okay? Because then they're not going to listen to you. You know, then it'll just turn into this whole other fight when really all it was that you were trying to do was ask for help. Like don't wait to ask for help by exploding because you can't handle everything that's being put on you. All right. Like try to handle it as it's happening, not as it's built up and that you can't carry no more. Because I feel like at this point right now is like you can't carry no more. You know, you're trying your hardest to carry it all, but it's like you can't carry it no more. But if you wait until you get to that point, you know, one little leaf on top of that pile is going to make you lose your shit. Okay? So try not to get to that point. Okay? Try not to get to that point to where you lose your shit, Sagittarius. Like let people know, like, hey, I could use a little bit of help here. I know that I'm like a super mom or a super dad, and it, you know, I make it really feel like I could do it all the freaking time. And like, you know, like you're the soccer mom, the super dad, the super mom, the handyman, the, you know, like you do it all. And you do it all with a smile, so nobody knows how hard it is for you to do it all because you always do it all with a smile until you explode. So don't get to the point to where you're about to explode, Sagittarius. Like if you've got a problem or you need help, you need a little bit of a helping hand or something, like, you know, open that door. Open that door to vulnerability and be like, hey, I might need some help here, you know? Do you think you could go and do this for me today? Or it would really help if you know, could pick up those dishes for me tonight, you know? Or could you go run and get the kids? Or could you go run and take them to soccer practice tonight? Because I kind of like need a moment for myself, or I need a moment to get this other stuff done. It's like, but don't wait until somebody drops that freaking leaf on you, you know, and then you explode and it turns into a big old argument, because nobody's going to listen when it comes down to an argument. And I know how it feels. Like even when I was raising my kid, it's like I would ask nicely. I would ask nicely. I would ask nicely. You know what I mean? And then I would start screaming about it. And like it seemed like all I did was scream, you know, but that's all they heard was me screaming. They didn't hear the million times that I asked nicely before that, you know? So maybe sit them down and sit with them face to face and be like, okay, did you hear what I said? Can you repeat back to me what it was that I was asking you for? You know, so that way they can't scapegoat you and act like you never said anything to begin with. Like sit with them face to face, you know, and tell them like, this is what I need you to do. Can you repeat that back to me? Can you know what I mean? Can you explain to me what it is that I just explained to you? So that way, you know, that you guys are both on the same page, that they did hear you correctly, you know, and if they didn't hear you correctly, you can talk about whatever it is that didn't like quite mesh well, and like, you know, communicate whatever like miscommunication there was. So that way there isn't no like, oh, well, all you do is scream. It's like, but I asked you and 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 asked you nicely, you know? So sit down face to face with this person or with these people before you lose your shit. All right, Sagittarius? All right. Capricorn. Capricorn. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome here. Welcome back. I really super appreciate every single one of you guys being here. It's a super honor to be here, to be alive, to be doing this. Like 5 years ago, I never would have thought that I would be sitting here doing this. So I super appreciate you guys. It definitely makes all the bullshit I've been through and allowed to happen way more full of purpose. Like you guys turned my pain into purpose. Okay. So being here with you guys is an honor, and I appreciate every single one of you. You're amazing. Capricorn. What is the biggest obstacle for Capricorn right now, universe? What is the biggest obstacle for Capricorn? Capricorn's biggest obstacle. Capricorn, you got the Star card, the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and the Five of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is in reverse, and the Queen of Cups is in reverse. So it feels like your obstacle is getting your hopes up and then getting them let down. Okay, feeling like you're out in the cold because you have the Star card in the reverse and the Five of Pentacles in the upright, but both of the queens in the middle are in reverse. So I feel like you get your hopes up and you have some sort of like expectation, you know, and then you get let down. Okay, but if you have expectations chances are, like, if you're expecting something from someone else that has nothing to do with you, like, expectations are the biggest way to get let down. That's the biggest way to get your heart broken, is to have expectations. All right, you expect it to go one way and it goes another way, so then you're bummed out, you lose hope, you're heartbroken, you feel out in the cold. You expect a business deal to go one way and it doesn't go that way, it goes this way, and then you feel left out in the cold. It's like, I feel like you have put a lot of hope and given a lot of love to people in contracts that were one-sided. It's like, okay, well, I helped you move, so that means that when I'm going to move, that means you got to help me, right? you know no, it doesn't work like that. If you're going to help people, make sure that you're helping people with no expectation. Okay, if you're going to do something good for somebody, do something good with no expectations whatsoever. Because if you expect the good to come back to you from the people that you were good to, chances are you're going to have your heart broken. All right. Chances are you're going to feel like you were left out in the cold, because not everybody has the same heart as you, Capricorn. But we expect that because we're like that other people should be like that. But there's that word again, expect. Okay. So if you're out there helping people, or if you're out there like doing something for someone, make sure you're not doing it with any sort of expectations in return, unless it's like a written or vocal agreed upon arrangement. Okay, because then it's just a one-sided like contract that this person didn't even know that they wrote. So I feel like you had a lot of hope for a lot of hope, but you feel like you've been like it's been unfair. All right, the people that you've helped, the things that you've done, all the times that you've been there for someone else, is like you feel like that nobody's been there for you. All right, it's like you always end up feeling like you're out in the cold, you know feeling like you don't fit in, feeling like it was all for nothing. It's like it almost makes you want to give up on humanity, but it's not humanity's fault. you know like you can't do stuff for people and call it the kindness of your heart if you're like making a list of all the good things you've ever done. If you have a list of all the things you've ever done for a partner or for a friend or for someone, then you weren't really doing it out of the kindness of your heart. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't have a list of all the stuff that you've done for people and then be sad when you don't get it back in return because you had some sort of unwritten contract. It's like, make sure you're doing things because that's what you want to do, because that's who you are, not because you expect something in return for it. And that goes out for giving money. If you loan somebody some money, I never loan people money that I expect to get back. If I loan you some money, I'm not expecting to get back, unless I don't like you. If I don't like you, then I'll loan you some money and tell you that I want that I expect it by this time, because then I know I'm not going to hear from you. That's an easy way to get rid of like really toxic friends, is loan them some money. Then they'll make any excuse in the world why they don't have it, why they can't see you. It's how fast somebody will avoid you if they owe you money. You know what I mean? So don't give people that you love a loan. All right. If you're gonna loan something to somebody that you can't afford to loan, then don't loan it. Okay. If it's gonna put you out, like mentally, physically, emotionally, it doesn't matter what it is. Like, if you can't loan out your time, if you can afford to loan out your time without feeling drained, without feeling like you're not getting anything in return, then don't do it. If you can't loan out your love to somebody without getting anything in return for it, like because you're not getting an investment back, then don't. If you can't afford it, then don't loan it out. It doesn't matter if it's money, it doesn't matter if it's your time, it doesn't matter if it's your skills, right? If you can't afford it, mentally, physically, spiritually, or emotionally, don't be giving it out unless you don't want to see that person no more. All right. Because I think a lot of you give and give and give and give to specific people, and then you expect these people to give back to you. And then when they don't give back to you, it's like, okay, I helped you move. You know what I mean? I helped you move 3 times. 3 times now I helped you move. I helped you do this, I helped you do that, I helped you do that. Like, but you can't help me do this one time. You know what I mean? Like, don't expect it, because then you're giving out a loan that you can't afford. All right. So don't loan people your time, your energy, your love, your skills, or none of that, unless you're not expecting it back, or you don't like them and you're just looking for a reason to not have them in your life. Because, I mean, people do that too. Okay. All right. Let's go on to Aquarius. Aquarius. I'm going to get a drink of my trusty dusty tea. Oh, delicious. Okay. You guys are awfully quiet. You guys still, what are you guys doing? What are you guys up to? Or are you just listening? Aquarius, what is your biggest obstacle right now? Living life. All right. Nothing wrong with that. The now is the most important. Aquarius. Aquarius, what is your biggest obstacle right now? Aquarius. Ooh, you got the Page of Cups, the Five of Cups, and the Two of Cups with the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Aquarius, I think you're scared of feeling. Are you scared? Do feelings, like the word feelings, does that make you feel like you have cooties? It's like you got your circle, dot shot, and it's like you're immune to like feeling stuff, or you're immune to expressing feeling. It's like you are afraid of feelings. It's like that word just all by itself, like gives you the weebie-jeebies. Like feelings. Insert Ned Flanders scream and run. It's not that you don't have feelings. It's like you don't like having feelings. It's like, how is it's like expressing feelings? Like your biggest obstacle is expressing feelings. What's up with that? You got the Lovers here. You got the Page of Cups. You got the Lovers. You got the Two of Cups. Are you scared? Are you scared of feeling? You don't like feeling. Like, I want to turn the feeling off. Can we just not have the feeling? It's like, can I get my circle, dot shot on feelings, please? It's like I thought I was immune to that. Yeah, it makes you feel like having some, like, or that you're not in control of some sort of feeling that you have, and it's like you want to be in control of it. Like, you just want to be able to turn it off and turn it on, turn it off and turn it on. You know, like, if you can't turn it off, you're like, you're not having it. It makes you feel burdened. You're like, why can't I turn this off? You know? I just want to turn the feeling off, whatever it is that you're feeling. You just want to turn it off. You don't want to carry it no more. You're like, I thought I got vaccinated from feelings. Or that you were super in control of them, but there's something that you feel that you don't want to feel, or you don't want to express. It might just be in the expression of it. Maybe you're okay with the feeling, but you're not okay with expressing it. Yeah. Yeah, you feel like if you express it, then it'll all come crumbling down. Maybe you've expressed some feelings before, or maybe you've had like this love that you've had before, you know, and you're scared that if you actually open up and tell somebody how you feel about something, that they're either going to use it against you, or it's going to be some sort of power play, or it's not going to be reciprocated, you know, like one-sided love, that freaking sucks. But being scared to love is just as bad as having non-reciprocated love. I've loved people that didn't love me. Does that change the fact that I love them? No. You know what I mean? It's like, what can you do about it? You can openly express it, You can be open, honest, and vulnerable and express how you feel. And then maybe it won't hurt so bad. Maybe it won't be bad. You can't pluck the worst possible case scenario out of the sky and look at it and stick it in your back pocket and just focus on that worst possible case scenario. Out of all of the possible possibilities out there, there is just as infinitely the number of good possibilities as there is bad possibilities. So don't just pluck the bad possibility out of the sky and be like, okay, this one, and then stick it in your pocket. And like, you're like, no, that's the one that's closest to my heart, Yeah, I think your biggest obstacle right now is expressing some sort of emotion. Expressing the emotion or owning the emotion or just having emotions in general. Like there might be something that you don't want to have emotions for, but you feel some sort of way about it. And it's like you can't stop it from feeling some sort of way. So it either makes you sad or pisses you off, or, just the idea of it, like turned you into a grumpy bear. You don't want to be grumpy, makes you grumpy. But I really think it has something to do with expressing emotion with the Two of Cups. Giving your cup of love to somebody, telling them how you feel about something. I have a new pair of dragon scale gloves that my mommy made me. You have the Seven of Cups. You're like, aren't there any other options? Like, do I have to? Do I have to feel this way? It's like maybe you've tried to feel all kinds of other ways about it, but it's like this one way just keeps popping up. Maybe you've tried all different types of options to get rid of it, but it just keeps popping back up on you. But you are scared. Your biggest obstacle right now is expressing your emotions. It's not that you don't have them, It's not that you are immune from feeling. It's just that you aren't very good at expressing them. So I think you should take that leap of faith. Do what scares you, okay? If it scares you, that means that it is probably on your path. If you are scared to do something, that's spirit kicking you in the butt, like nudging you to do it. All right. Whatever it is that you're scared of, if you like think about it and you're like, oh no, I can't do that. I'm terrified. You know what I mean? The universe is probably kicking you in the butt, like trying to nudge you to do it. So definitely take that leap of faith. Take that leap of faith. You've got this, Aquarius. You've got this. It's just feeling. I mean, you do have your circle, dot shot. I mean, you'll be okay. I swear. You'll be okay. All right. On to Pisces. Pisces. Hello. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon. I've got sunshine in a bag. Useless, not for long, my future. Got the gorillas. Something about the gorillas. My music taste is super, super eclectic. Like, I go all the way from Ravi Shankar to friggin' Napalm Death to like The Cure and Sublime and like Dead Can Dance. And I listen to a lot. I can't tell you, like, I don't know any Taylor Swift songs though. Like, I probably know like maybe one if it came on the radio. But somebody was singing a Taylor Swift song at karaoke and they were trying to get me to sing to it. I was like, I don't know anything about that. Let's see. Pisces. Ugh. Pisces, it feels like your biggest obstacle right now is feeling like you're backed in the corner, feeling like you aren't getting your justice. All right, feeling that everything is like out of your control. That it's all whirlwindy and out of your control. Like everything is in some sort of chaotic clusterfuck. And you're feeling like you're backed into a corner. You got all these fingers pointed at you and you're backed into a corner. And it's like you don't feel like you're getting your justice for either the work that you've done or the time that you've served or the effort that you've put in. Like you just want to be celebrated. Like they came out in the upside down, but you want to be celebrated. You want those open doors of opportunity. It's like you want to be acknowledged for the hard work that you've put in, for the effort that you've done. you know, for the skills that you have. It's like, I feel like you've put in a lot of work, and it's like you've put in so much work and have gotten little acknowledgement, you know? But don't give up hope, Pisces. Don't give up hope. The star is there, okay? Yeah, you might be dealing with people that are younger than you or dealing with somebody that's younger than you. But it's like, I feel like you're not getting your due acknowledgement, like your due, like, pat on the back, you know? Something that you've worked really hard for, and it's like you should have a round of applause, or someone should be there to congratulate you, or it's like work that you don't get a certificate for, or you don't get any sort of like, it's like there's no acknowledgement, you know. Maybe your biggest obstacle is needing acknowledgement. It's like, who cares if you get the acknowledgement? You know that you did a good job, right? You know what you did was right. Universe knows what you did was right. God, source, spirit, universe, you know what I mean? That's between you and God, and that's really all that should matter. It's like, fuck all these other people. Like, you don't need acknowledgement from them. Like, but it would be nice, or like I keep hearing like, well, it would be nice if I got, you know, a thank you, or, you know, like a little pat on the back. Like, don't worry about that from them. Okay? Don't look for acknowledgement from these other people. Find that acknowledgement in yourself. Ugh, yeah. Don't be attached to that. Don't be chained to some sort of outside source for dopamine, for your validation, okay? Like, you don't need nothing outside of you to validate you. Like, no drugs, no alcohol, no nothing outside of you can fix what is internal inside of you. You got the devil, the judgment, the chariot. So don't beat yourself up. Like, don't think that you didn't do a good job because you didn't get acknowledgement for it, okay? That's that devil trying to talk to you. That's that demon trying to whisper in your ear, okay? Trying to get you to fall back on old patterns or old ways. Don't fall for the devil's tricks. Who cares what they say? Like, you know, internally with the high priestess, you know you did a good job. You know you did a good job. I think you're just waiting for an acknowledgement, or for a thank you, or for some sort of like pat on the back from someone else. It's like, you don't need that pat on the back. Just know that, you know, like, if you could go to bed at night knowing that you did the best that you could, that you were as honest as you could be, that you put in your best, like, spirit knows, man, none of these other people freaking matter in the long run. Just go to bed with your head held high, all right? Because the opinions of others ultimately will not matter. They do not matter. Do you guys want to play a round of Fine Tune Your Intuition? We could play a whole round of it. Hi, John. I done did all the signs on what our biggest obstacle were. Do you want to do Fine Tune Your Intuition? Okay. We'll do the whole deck. We'll do the whole deck in one run. For those of you that have never done this before, those are like those cards that you see on Ghostbusters. You know, they have the star and the square and the circle and all those things on them. Excuse me. See, look, I got a black and blue broken stitched up heart on my funny bone, because when I was younger, like, I thought love hurt real bad. You know, it's like when you hit your funny bone and then like it hurts real bad, and like all your friends just laugh at you and shit. Like, that's how I felt about love for a long time. So I got a broken black and blue freaking heart on my funny bone. All right. So how this works is there is a circle, there's a square, there's a star, there is a plus sign. If I can find it, a plus sign, and some waves. Okay? And we are going to go through this whole deck. I'm going to mix them all up. And we're just going to play fine-tune your intuition. You're going to see how many you could get right. All right? You ready? First one. Is it a plus? Is it a circle? Is it a star? Is it a square? Is it a wave? Good job. Julie Bully got it. Oh no. Whacked Crafter got it. It's a wave. It's okay. These are all for you. You don't have to answer them up here. You know what I mean? Those are for you and for the people for the replay to see how good they do. The star is a circle, square, plus sign, or wave. We already did all the zodiac signs, so let's play and fine-tune our intuition. I think it's fun little interactive thing. See how many you get right. I love you guys. Nice. Couple more. Three more. Two more. Last one. Boom. All right. Good job. Give you guys a round of applause here for a job well done. Thank you for playing Fine Tune Your Intuition. I think it's super fun. I think it's super fun. I should get someone that have hearts on it. I haven't found any of them that have hearts on them yet. I only have this one deck of these. I might explore some other options. I think that would be cool. I love you guys so very much. Thank you guys so much for being here. As always, it is my honor to be here, and to have you with me. For you to choose to waste your time with me is freaking amazing. I love it. I'm going to post a song about that by Saint and Sonia. It's called Waste Your Time. And I absolutely appreciate and love every single one of you so very much. So very, very, very much. And with that being said, be good to yourself. Always and always. Love you. Vroom. Beep, beep.